this time, I'm very glad to have the Bruticus wave of the Fall of Cybertron / Generations Transformers. And apparently what they're doing now is they're using both the War of Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron to establish basically a new continuity for, I don't know if it's just the toys or if it's the toys and I think possibly Transformers Prime. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to see where they go with these series of games. I hope there's another one within the next couple of years. They're both excellent. The War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron are both excellent games. And I hope we do get a Transformers one that is along the same lines as those previous two, yet it's set on Earth. So we'll have to see. But now we're going to take a look. We're going to start with my favorite out of the 5 figures. I think he's got a pretty cool alt mode and a pretty good robot mode out of all of them. You know, most of them I do like. They're a little bit more simplistic than I thought they would be, but they're still kind of neat for basically their scout size, or between scout and deluxe class that are combiners. And it's the first combiners that we've had in a long time, especially for the classic 5-part Gestalt or combiner robots that we all love from G1. And I never completed Bruticus as a kid with the original Transformers. I only have the Vortex and Swindle from the Combaticons. So I'm glad to at least get one kind of Bruticus finish. So let's take a look now at Brawl. And Brawl is this hover tank, and he's got a few elements of what I would consider like an earth tank here, with these tread-like things on the side here. Some nice detailing on all these figures. And you see there's kind of a Decepticon or robotic head formation there. And it's quite neat. Like I said, these are pretty easy transformations. You just split the arms here and there for lift up the things. You see there's lots of tabs on these figures. You can see the tabs fit into those slots down there. These tabs fit into the slots there. And so they do hold together pretty nice. To get his legs, don't need to pull these out to the side like that. Rotate them down like so. You flip out the feet, and to get his head, you gotta, there should be a, you gotta reach in and pull his head, at least I do. You gotta reach in and pull his head up. But there. I do like all the head sculpts on these guys. Like I said, Brawl is my favorite figure in both robot and alt mode. And he's my favorite out of all of them. He's not without his flaws, though. His lower arms here are a bit open for me. Take his gun here that's stored on his back in alt mode, hover tank mode, and rotate his guns, and there you have Brawl. And like I said, he's not without his flaws. The open arms, the pretty much the backpack there, you can't do much about that. And his feet here should have some way of tabbing in to secure them. As you can see, they're quite floppy. He's fairly articulated, and as you can see, the robot head can go left and right, up and down some, and side to side on a ball joint. Arms move here at the front and move in and out at the shoulders due to transformation. He's got ball jointed elbows, which move pretty good. He's got a little bit of a waist swivel right here. I think that's mainly for his extra transformation as a limb for Bruticus. But again, I do like the details that they put into the mold here. You can see sort of springs and nice little patterns on the chest area and down the legs, and even into the spaces on the feet there. Very nice, and I think that's something they do well in all of these figures. Maybe a little bit more paint details could have actually helped bring that out just a little bit more. And mainly the biggest problem is the kibble on his back. Does make him a little bit back heavy and weird to pose. Now Brawl, his vintage figure was a he was a tank, of course, a Leopard tank, a NATO ally tank, and he has a pretty belligerent personality, of course, being a tank. He commonly forms the left foot of Bruticus, and to do that, we're going to transform him back basically into the alt mode. And again, we'll just have to tab this little piece into that slot there. On both sides. And that slot, that tab into this slot. We'll fold his feet up. Just like before. And we'll tab this little slot into here, underneath there, on both sides. And instead of folding this down, we'll leave this up. Here's the connection point, and we'll pull this out, switch it up like that, fold it out and down, fold this front piece, or this rear piece down, and these little tabs here will go into position in these slots there. And there's the foot. Now he's able to form, you know, the foot is you can make either leg piece for this, for Bruticus, but like I said, most commonly he is on the left side, and he does form into an arm. They don't give you instructions to make the arm, so I haven't quite figured it out yet, but you may have noticed these little pieces here, they help form the hand. And there's little thumb pieces on the side for either left or right. So there we go. We'll be back with the second figure that I'm going to review, kind of going in reverse. We'll focus on Swindle next time. So until then,